All right, now we're doing 7Q, find the square root. This is by Ivan Mauricio, and 92% of the people like it. We're going to create a function that takes one parameter and returns its square root rounded to 5 decimal places, but we're not allowed to use math.square-root or math.pow. Trailing zeros need to be left out, so for example, this instead of this, right? And there we go. So I was sitting over here, I was thinking, oh man, what do we got to do? A for loop, but that would be really hard with all these decimal places. And then I was like, oh yeah, we just have to use some normal math tools, right? Some normal stuff we learned back in high school. And we're just gonna, so right here we're gonna say console.log so that we can test while we go. And we're just gonna say like this, x, and we're gonna raise it to the 1/2 power, right? Let's see what that looks like. All right, it's getting there, check it out, and then check this out. All right, so now we've gotta make it 5 decimal places. So to do that, we're gonna use this toFixed method, which formats a number using fixed point notation. All right, this one says toFixed 2, so it's changing this to 2 decimal places, this to 2 decimal places, and this to 2 decimal places, right? Basically, we're just going to put the digits in there in the parentheses. But the main thing that we got to get out of this is it returns a string representing the given number using fixed point notation. So we'll remember that in a second. First, let's wrap this up. And let's say .toFixed 5, right? Test it out. I mean, that looks good now, but let's take out this console.log and really look at it. You see it's still a string. So to turn this back into a number, we're going to use the number constructor, which when called instead as a function, it performs type conversion to a primitive number, which is usually more useful. So we're just going to wrap this thing up one more time in parentheses. And we're going to say number like this. We're going to say test it out. And look at that. And now attempt it. And there we go. And submit it. All right. And you can see they did pretty much the same thing. They used the unary plus operator, which, I mean, that's cool and all, but it's hard to explain if you've never seen it before. But basically, you put a plus in front of a number, and most of the time, it'll turn it back into a number. Excuse me, put a plus in front of a string that has numbers in it, it'll turn it into a number most of the time. And then they just use regular syntax on this one. This one they're using, it looks like recursion to do this, which is, I mean, I guess that's cool. And then this one, then you just keep going down and you'll check out all of them. Let's go to mine, just me on this one. Best practice in my opinion, very much like it, and we'll see you next time.